Enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lorian. Can't wait for more international remittance on BSV. Our next session is a little unusual because I've been asked to present something on behalf of someone else. He's one of my favorite people in the Bitcoin world. Many of you know him, have read a lot of his writings, Eli Afram from Australia. I asked him to come speak here at Coingeek Seoul. In fact, I asked him to come speak at Coingeek Toronto about this very thing because I've known he and his business partner have been building this set of ventures from earlier in the year. He wanted to come speak, but he thought it was better for him to focus on staying in Australia and completing the build. And hopefully we'll get him to speak at the next Coingeek event. But they were ready to unveil their work. So Eli is sending first a video before I do some further presentation about what they're working on. But it is about a gold token on BitcoinSV. Let's see Eli with some facial hair.
Hello, Coingeek Seoul. My name is Eli Afram, CTO for Layer2. It is my genuine pleasure to announce our holding and subsidiary companies.
Layer2 is a holding company founded by Chairman Josh Slayman, COO Bill Hotate, and myself, Eli Afram, as CTO. The organization is aimed at bringing utmost utility and value to the BSV blockchain. The four key subsidiary companies are MetaNet Labs, which will be the education arm of the organization and will help in BSV blockchain training, awareness, visibility, and capability for corporations, education across Australia and Southeast Asia. MetaNet Solutions, the development arm. The company will focus on developing various ecosystem applications internally, as well as facilitating external client requirements. Small World Mining, a mining operation that is currently in planning phase, seeking to utilize hydro and biomass power to support the Bitcoin network. AMLEH, tokenizing the world. AMLEH is also the name given to the first project underway which tokenizes gold on the BSV blockchain. In future, the company plans to tokenize a much wider range of assets. AMLEH is a 100% gold-backed token operating on the BSV blockchain. The model is not new. Gold certificates have existed for decades, but what is new is the technology backing the model that brings revolutionary security, transparency, efficiency, and scalability. Because of BitcoinSV's scalability moves, AMLEH is capable of tokenizing gold right down to the milligram. You can literally own 4 cents worth of gold at today's rates, and with capacity for instant transactions, you are literally able to buy a packet of gum with it. This means that it has the capacity to be used as a currency in itself, should a government or bank wish to use it. The initial issuance begins with 10 kilograms of gold and will be increased over time pending demand. Audit reports generated by notable firms will be uploaded and stamped immutably on the blockchain. On-chain transparency is a given. AMLEH brings off-chain interactions such as audits and records those on-chain also. Legitimacy and transparency are the key tenets of the organization. This means compliance on all fronts and honest interactions with customers and investors.
So, some exciting stuff coming out of Eli and his partner. So, let me give you a little bit more information about this. As you saw, this is their Layer2 holding company and the 4 subsidiaries. Eli's asked me to give you a little bit more information today about AMLEH specifically. It is the name of one of the companies, but also the name of the first token of a real asset they want to do. As you can see here, AMLEH wants to move away from the hysteria of crypto labels and become a legitimate asset on its own right. AMLEH Gold is not an ICO. It is not a promise on a return. It is a tool, and it is a digital representation of a real world asset. Exactly the types of things Dr. Wright has been talking about all along as a great use of BSV. It allows you to buy, sell, and trade and invest in real gold. And just like gold certificates exist in the real world today, AMLEH seeks to digitize this model electronically and on-chain for fast, frictionless movement. The infrastructure for this will be built on three key things. Of course, the BitcoinSV blockchain itself, the award-winning tokenized protocol, also with a team from Australia, as well as, most importantly, because this is not Tether, real physical gold in a vault. I repeat, real physical gold in a vault. Why did they choose BitcoinSV? As Eli explains, it's the only blockchain that seeks to remain stable, which is very important for enterprise application building. You need a stable protocol. The AMLEH team also required a scalable blockchain technology that works today and one that will be not subject to surprise changes. AMLEH, like any business building on a solid foundation, wishes to build on a stable protocol so they don't get surprised later. And the reality of a mutable or developer-controlled protocol is that no matter how decentralized a system appears to be, such as by number of nodes, it always remains actually centralized to any protocol developer group that can control its protocol and change it. And as a result, that's one of the reasons that AMLEH decided to build on BitcoinSV, because of its commitment that we've made to restoring the original Satoshi protocol for Bitcoin and then locking it down so that all of you and companies across the world can reliably build upon that. Why the tokenized protocol to create the token? Well, tokenize works within the real world, and importantly, within the realm of regulatory frameworks and within the confines of law. In fact, that's one of the reasons the tokenized team won that BitcoinSV tokenization contest, implementing into its system ways to ensure issuers of the tokens could comply with the laws of whatever jurisdictions that govern them. So tokenized does not seek to break laws and therefore does not introduce risk to businesses, merchants, issuers, customers, or the holders of the tokens that they're creating for AMLEH Gold. And the method in which tokenized works allows for the flexibility and interoperability with any legal or governance system. And one of the important things about that legal compliance is the ability to freeze, revoke, and confiscate tokens, something that other ecosystems don't like to talk about or do not like to implement the ability to do, but is absolutely critical for creating regulation and government-friendly tokens. And in addition, Eli, I talked to him the other day about this, he said, well, it works. Tokenized works. There's no need to reinvent the wheel, and it's an award-winning implementation that ticks all of the boxes needed: governance, security, and flexibility. So what's AMLEH Gold? It will bring divisibility, transportability, and security to gold and gold ownership. So most of us aren't sitting around owning gold bars. So in theory, you could own and buy gold bars, but then you have to store them somewhere and maintain security of that. If you want to move them, transportability is an issue and just more expensive. And you can't divide gold bars into different smaller units unless you're willing to melt it down. So that's one of the things that is possible to do with tokenizing. Obviously, you could have gold certificates. These things exist today, but we're moving that concept through AMLEH to the blockchain. So AMLEH tokenizes gold, as Eli said in the video, right down to the milligram per token. So each token of their initial issuance will be just a milligram of gold, which will cost at today's rates 4 cents, 4 US cents. You could buy 4 US cents worth of gold through AMLEH Gold. It works in commerce, which is important because of zero-conf and instant transaction capability on BSV, because as you saw in the video, they foresee the ability to use this token to pay for things in e-commerce, such as with merchants online. And while gold ERC20 tokens exist on the Ethereum network already, none feature the scalability or efficient nature that